in the Fig 3.8 can explain the fixed exchange rate and perfect capital mobility. And in Fig 3.9 give us the explaining floating exchange rate and perfect capital mobility. And give us the result that fiscal policy is very effective at influencing output on the fixed exchange rate, and monetary policy is very effective on the floating exchange rate with perfect capital mobility. Today, we are going to study the content. Continue to last time. Let's see 5. The principle of effective market classification. The principle of effective market classification. Munder, 1968, suggested that what he called the principle of effective market classification should be used by economic policymakers in conjunction with Timbergen's instrument target rule. Timbergen means in Chinese Timbergen. Let's see the model. Munder 1968年建议，他所谓的有效市场非论原则应该被经济政策制定者与Timbergen的工具目标规则一起使用。蒙德尔的原则指出，政策应该与它最具有影响力的目标相匹配。This paragraph tells us that Munder suggested that what we call the principle of effective market classification should be used by economic policy makers in conjunction with Timbergen's instrument target rule. Let's go on. Munder's principle states that policies should be paired with the objectives on which they have the most influence. Let's see Fig 3.10. The assignment problem. Let's see the horizontal axis is expressed by fiscal policy, and vertical axis is monetary policy. And when the red arrows go far to the go far away, means expansionary. And when arrows go to the original point, means contractionary. contractionary. And let's see the horizontal axis. When arrow go from the original point too far away, means expansionary physical policy. When arrows go to the original point, means contractionary physical policy. And in this figure, there are two lines. One is EB, and another is IB. IB means internal balance. EB means external balance. Let's go on. Limitations of Maunder-Fleming model. The Marshall-Lerner condition. Interactions of stock and flow. Neglect of long-run constraints. Wells effects. Neglect of supply-side factors. Treatment of capital flows. Exchange rate expectations. Flexibility of policy instrument. These conditions are the limitations of Maunder-Fleming model. Let's go back to the figure 3.10. Let's see. When the line EB intersect with the line IB at the point E, means equilibrium at internal balance and external balance. This point combined with L, NM, and NF means at the point E, the external balance are equilibrium and internal balance are equilibrium too. And the two line divided the area into four zones. At this area, or we say at this zone, there are unemployment and deficit. And at the second zone, in this zone, we can find in this country has inflation and deficit. And at the third zone, or in third area, we can find in this country has inflation and surplus. And at the fourth zone or fourth area, we can find in this country has unemployment and surplus. In this diagram, we can find under the line IB, there are a condition of unemployment, and over the line IB, we can find in this country has inflation. Let's see the line EB. Under the line EB, we can find this country has a surplus of current account, and over the line IB, we can find in this country has a deficit of current account. So if this country is not at the equilibrium point of internal and external balance, this country can use fiscal policy or monetary policy make the condition move to the equilibrium point. Let's see if a country is at a condition of point D. We can use in order to get to the equilibrium point E. We can use expansionary policy. Will make the point D move right to point A. The point A has an internal balance, but haven't the external balance, and we can use contractionary monetary policy, and we can use contractionary monetary policy will make point A move down to point B. And at point B, there is a condition of external balance, but which has not in internal balance. At point B, we can use expansionary fiscal policy. Will make point B move right to point C and go on. Finally, the point will move to the equilibrium point E. So at figure 3.10, we can find if a country hasn't the internal or external balance point, we can use expansionary fiscal policy or expansionary monetary policy, or we can use contractionary fiscal policy or contractionary monetary policy. And finally, we can make these countries' condition change to the internal and external equilibrium point. Let's go on. Let's see section 3, conclusions. In Chinese, we can say 第三节结论. In this chapter, we have illustrated some important aspects concern the conduct of economic policy in an open economy. Among the most important lessons for economic policymakers is that they generally need as many independent policy instruments as they have targets. In the real world, the achievement of internal and external balance will be far more difficult than our theoretical analysis has suggested. We have seen that the relative effectiveness of fiscal and monetary policy is very much dependent upon the choice of exchange rate regimes. Although the monetary framing model has many limitations, it is still focused on the difficulties and dilemmas faced by decision makers in an open economy. In section 3, the conclusion tells us that in theoretical analysis have a best conclusion than the real world. In the real world, if we want to get achievement of internal and external balance, will be far more difficult than our theoretical analysis has suggested. Let's go on. Chapter 4. Fixed, floating, and managed exchange rate. In Chinese we can say 第4章固定、浮动和管理汇率。Section 1 Definitions and types of exchange rate. In Chinese we can say 第1节汇率的定义和类型。Let's see definitions. The exchange rate is also called a foreign exchange rate, referring to the exchange rate between the two countries is also simply expressed as the price of one currency in terms of another. May also be regarded as the value of one country's currency to another, to the other. Let's see the definitions. The exchange rate referring to the exchange rate between the two currencies is also simply expressed as the price of one currency in terms of another. May also be regarded as the value of one country's currency to the other. This part of PPT tells us then what's the meaning of exchange rate means. One country's currency is valued by another country's currency. Give an example. $1 equal 7 Chinese yuan. Means dollar is valued by Chinese renminbi or Chinese yuan. This part of PPT tells us the exchange rate means one country's currency is priced by other country's currency. So simply understand, we should know the exchange rate. Let's go on. There are two methods of expressing exchange rate. First, direct quotation. Direct quotation is also called given quotation. Given quotation. The amount of domestic currency that a unit of foreign currency can be converted into. So we should understand the direct quotation means one unit foreign currency can be converted into how many domestic currency. In another word, we can say direct quotation means one unit foreign currency valuated by domestic currency. Give an example. In China, we can say $1 equals 7 Chinese yuan. In this method, we can say direct quotation. Let's go second. Indirect quotation is also called and receiving quotation. The amount of foreign currency that a unit of domestic currency can be exchanged into. And we can understand this indirect quotation. We can use a method measure this. For example, a unit or 1 unit of domestic currency can be exchanged into how many foreign currency. Give an example. 1 Chinese yuan in China, 1 Chinese yuan can convert into 0.14 US dollar. In this method, we can say this is indirect quotation. In a simple word, we can say a unit domestic currency measured by foreign currency. We can say this method is indirect quotation. Let's see note. Giving quotation. In Chinese, we can say 应付标价法. Receiving quotation. In Chinese, we can say 应收标价法. So in this note, we should understand direct quotation is also called giving quotation. Indirect quotation also called as receiving quotation. The spot and forward exchange rate. Let's see the definition. The spot exchange rate is a quotation between two currencies for immediate delivery. The spot exchange rate means two currencies exchanged at once. In another word, we can say spot exchange rate means two currencies exchange rate on today. Exchange rate today means spot exchange rate. Or we can say the spot exchange rate is two currency delivery at once, or two currency delivery now means spot exchange rate. Let's see the forward exchange rate. Is the exchange rate at which such a purchase or sale can be made by exchange rate agreed before. At delivery time, within a certain period in the future. It is also known as the forward rate. This paragraph tells us that the forward exchange rate means two currency exchanged in the future, but the quotation can be certified now. Or in another word, we can say the two currencies exchange rate price can be certified today, and the price certified today will be used in the future on the two currencies delivery. So this method we can call forward exchange rate. Let's see note. The spot exchange rate in Chinese we can say 机器汇率. The forward exchange rate in Chinese we can say 远期汇率. Let's see note. The forward exchange rate means that the delivery isn't immediately fulfilled after the transaction of foreign currency made by both seller and buyer. But the agreed exchange rate adopted at the delivery time within a certain period in the future. This note gives us the explanation. What's the meaning of forward exchange rate? Simply, we can say forward exchange rate means the exchange rate happened in the future, but the price between the two currencies can be identified at today. So we can in another word say the forward exchange rate means the two currency exchange rate can be certified today, but the the delivery can be happen in the future. Which the seller and buyer certain the time within a period. Let's go on. V. Nominal, real, and effective exchange rate. Nominal exchange rate. Let's see the nominal exchange rate. The exchange rate that prevails at a given date is known as the nominal exchange rate. It is the exchange price of the two currencies published in the market, such as the amount of US dollar that will be obtained for £1 in the foreign exchange market. Let's see the real exchange rate. The real exchange rate is the nominal exchange rate, adjusted for relative price between the countries under considerations. Let's see this nominal exchange rate means the exchange price of two currencies published in the market. Give an example. 1 pound, or we can say one British pound can change how many of US dollars. Means the two currencies exchange rate, exchange price. Give an example. 1 British pound can exchange into 1.2 US dollar. In this method, we can say nominal exchange rate. Real exchange rate means the nominal exchange rate adjusted for relative price between the two countries on the considerations. What's meaning of this sentence? Means if nominal exchange rate change into real exchange rate, must consider the prices into these two countries and can be adjusted by the prices in two countries. See effective exchange rate. The effective exchange rate is a measure of whether or not the currency is appreciating or depreciating against a weighted basket of foreign currencies. The effective exchange rate is a measure of whether or not the currency is appreciating or depreciating against a weighted basket of foreign currencies. In this method, we can say effective exchange rate. A short break. effective exchange rate. The effective exchange rate is a measure of whether or not the currency is appreciating or depreciating against a weighted basket of foreign currencies. Let's go on. Fixed, floating, and managed exchange rate. Fixed exchange rate. Let's see. Fixed exchange rate is a type of exchange rate regime where a currency's value is matched to the value of another single currency to a basket of other currencies or to another measure of value such as gold. So from this explanation of fixed exchange rate, we should understand fixed exchange rate is mean a country's currency can be matched with another currency or a basket of currencies or to something's value or such as gold. We can understand the fixed exchange rate means a country's currency can be valued by gold, or can be valued by a single currency of another country. Give an example. One Chinese yuan, if it is a fixed exchange rate, one Chinese yuan can be valued by US dollar. And if the foreign market, if the condition of foreign market change, but the ratio between the two currencies will not change. This is a fixed exchange rate. Floating exchange rate. A floating exchange rate is a type of exchange rate region wherein a currency's value is allowed to fluctuate according to the foreign exchange market. Floating exchange rate means the exchange rate between two currencies can be changed according to the condition of foreign exchange market, such as one Chinese yuan equal 0.14 US dollar someday, and it can be changed into one Chinese yuan equal 1.13 US dollar in the future someday. This kind of exchange rate, we can call it floating exchange rate. Means the ratio between two currencies can be changed by the condition of foreign exchange market. This type of exchange rate, we can call it floating exchange rate. And it is the floating exchange rate. Let's see the meaning of manages floating exchange rate. Exchange rate fluctuate from day to day, but central bank attempt to influence their country's exchange rate by buying and selling currencies. Manage floating exchange rate means the price between the two currencies can be influenced by the exchange, foreign exchange market, and also can be changed by one country's central bank buying and selling currencies. This kind of floating exchange rate, we can call it as managed floating exchange rate. Means floating exchange rate influenced by one country's central banks buying and selling currencies. Let's go on. Section 2. The case for fixed exchange rate. The case for fixed exchange rate. In Chinese, we can say 固定汇率的实例。例 we can say case, instance. Let's go on. 1. Fixed exchange rate promotes international trade and investment. The proponents of fixed exchange rate argue that fixed parities provide the best environment for the conduct of international trade and investments. It is argued that just and the single currency is the best means of promoting economic activity at the national level. Fixed exchange rate are the best means of promoting international trade and investment at the international level. This page of PPT tells us that fixed exchange rate can promote international trade and investment. Let's go on. 2. Fixed exchange rate provide discipline for macroeconomic policies. An argument frequently put forward in favor of fixed exchange rates is that the commitment so such a regime provides a degree of discipline to domestic macroeconomic policy that is absurd if exchange rates are allowed to float. This paragraph tells us that fixed exchange rate can give a discipline for macroeconomic policies. Let's go on. Fixed exchange rate promote international cooperation. Another argument in favor of fixed exchange rate is that the necessitate a degree of international cooperation and coordination between countries that is generally absent under the floating exchange rate. This paragraph tells us that fixed exchange rate can promote international cooperation or coordination. But if a country have a floating exchange rate, this condition will change. Or speculation on the floating exchange rate is likely to be destabilizing. The main argument advanced against the floating exchange rate is that they are likely to be characterized by destabilizing private speculation, producing the wrong exchange rate, by which is meant a suboptimal rate from the viewpoint of resource allocation. One example of irrational speculation frequently cited is that foreign exchange market participants can be too risk averse. Risk averse. Let's see the explanation note. Risk averse means don't like to risk. This page of PPT tells us that speculation can happen on the floating exchange rate, but it can't happen on the fixed exchange rate. If speculation happens, will make one country's macroeconomy will be destabilizing. Another case where irrational private speculation can produce the wrong rate is why the bandwagon effect. By the bandwagon effect. Let's see the note. What's the meaning of bandwagon effect? Refer to an activity or movement that has suddenly become fashionable or popular. If someone, especially a politician, jumps or climbs on the bandwagon, they become involved in an activity or movement because it is fashionable or likely to succeed, and not because they are really interested in it. From these bandwagons notes, we should understand speculation can fluctuate, can influence the macroeconomic stability, and the speculation can make the bandwagon effect. Excessive risk aversion and bandwagon effect arguments presuppose that foreign exchange speculators do not use all the information and news available to them efficiently, and consequently speculation produce the wrong exchange rate until eventually fundamentals reassert themselves. Note, risk aversion refer to the person who dislikes risk. This part of PPT tells us that excessively risk aversion and the bandwagon effect, that foreign exchange speculators do not use all the information and news available to them efficiently, and consequently speculation produces the wrong exchange rate. So when speculation happens in one's country's macroeconomics, we should find the bandwagon effect in macroeconomics, which influence the foreign exchange rate. Okay. That's all for today's new lesson. In the rest time, we should go over what we have learned today.